Hello YouTube. Today was a big day for me. It was my first day as a official fashion design student at Istituto Marangoni here in Paris. I am so excited and happy to say those words out loud. Finally, I've been waiting for about 3 years for this day to happen. It took me a lot to get here. A quite long registration process, applying process, moving to a different country, getting settled here, finding an apartment, a bank account, like restarting everything, making enough money to be able to not only pay for the school, pay for the life here. I finally made it here, and today I went up at 8 AM to get ready for my first day at this university. I'm so excited and happy. It was a really good day. I was supposed to be at the school at 10:15 AM, and there we got this box with some little breakfast in it. I did not open it until I finished, actually, so I hadn't eaten or drinking anything. I was just like too excited and just too eager to go and be introduced to the school. I have gone, like I have passed by the school once, like a few weeks ago when I was here, accidentally actually. It's between Champs-Élysées and Galerie Lafayette in the subway station Marangoni. So I was on my way to Galerie Lafayette from Champs-Élysées, so I just saw my school and I was like, wow, okay. It's very like, not hidden, but it's very like low-key. It's a very like black and, how do you say, simple and stylish building. So it kind of looks like an office or something like that. So it doesn't really look like a school, so that therefore it kind of blends in. But like I said, I've been there once before outside, not inside. So I knew where I was going, and Lucas went with me, and he dropped me off outside of the entrance where all of the others first years were standing. And I think, I'm not sure how many groups we were. I know that there was fashion design, I think fashion business, I know that there was fashion styling, so it could be those three, maybe more, I'm not sure. I think the fashion design 1 year intensive course was there too. So 4 groups of students is what I would guess that there were there. A little bit more people in my class than I would have thought, considering it's a very small school and not so many students go there. So it's quite selective, but apparently, if I understood it right, we're 2 classes in one. There were about like 30 students in total of fashion design, I would guess, like around that number, and then we're probably divided into 2 classes. Since I'm class 2, I'm guessing there's gonna be like a split up, so into 2 groups. So we're like about 10 people in each group. I'm not sure. But anyway, we got a little box of breakfast. We got inside, we got this one. So it's a little like folder with only this week's introduction week's schedule. And health protocol, sorry. And then 2 papers that we had to like sign and hand in. Together with that, we got a student card that I've already put in my wallet, so I'm going to show you that. So here is the physical card to get in and get out of the school, basically. Yeah, on the other side it's like my student ID and the little blip thing. And then I also have it in my phone in the Istituto Marangoni app. Yeah, and together with that we got this bag. Istituto Marangoni bag, together with a like water bottle, which also says Marangoni, which is very nice. And then we got a couple of face masks because Corona time. They're actually quite nice. That's all that we like received physically. Then we received a lot of stuff mentally. So anyway, we went in and sat down, and then there was like the staff introduction, and they talked about more general things about the education. And around like 11, 20, 15, like an hour later, we had a tiny break, and I talked with some students, mostly, I think only with the fashion design, because later we were having a like personal meeting, not a personal meeting, we were having just like a fashion design meeting with our like main tutor for fashion design. Since first it was like with everyone from first year who was new, but then there was a more specific introduction to our program and the courses we're gonna do and how it's gonna work with grades and exams and everything. And everything went really well. I really liked the people, and the teachers seemed so nice, especially our main tutor for fashion design. He seemed like an amazing personality. Here we have like 3 terms, and so it means I have Christmas break, Easter break, and summer break basically. So not as many like breaks and weekends off as I probably would have had in Sweden, I guess. I can only compare surely to like my high school experience, which is not the same obviously as university. We have basically 8 weeks of like learning and studying and going to lessons, yada yada, and then we have, if I remember or understood correctly, 2 or 1 week, I think it was 2 weeks of like exams, which is very nice. That's very different from what I experienced in Sweden, when we could have like 5 exams in a day, the next week nothing. Like it was a little bit like all over the place. So this feels very nice to be able to have everything just done at one period of time, and yeah, focusing on just learning and like taking it all in to show your intake later. Did you understand that? Not, I don't know. Okay. So yeah, I am so beyond excited about this. Like, I cannot believe that I get to study something that I literally breathe and do anyway on my free time. Like, this is everything I love about life. I really think that they're gonna give me the tools to make my dream and my ambitions come true. And we're gonna learn a lot about how to sketch and sew and like give life to your designs and personalize them, and all of the stuff that I'm lacking in my ambition to become a designer. I have the ideas, I have the vision, I have the passion, but I don't have the tools. So I'm very excited about that. I actually wanted to finally talk about like my application process and everything I had to do, and everyone basically had to do to apply for Istituto Marangoni in specifically Paris. I've had a lot of DMs, especially on Twitter, asking me about like what my portfolio consisted of and the whole process, my experience with it, what I had to do and stuff like that. So I'm finally gonna make like a video to explain what I had to send in and my experience of the process. So I found the school when I was like 17, and I had been in contact with it basically, but I officially applied 1 year ago, yeah, so last fall, 2019. I would have said I like started my application process in November, and I finished it in about April and got accepted in May. So they were very quick with accepting me actually. And first I was very frustrated about the process being so long, and there was just steps after steps. So, oh, you have to do this and send in this and take this test, and I'm gonna explain all the steps, but like for me it was because I was very eager to get in and be sure that my plan is like, and my dream that I've been planning for like 2 or 3 years is coming true. I was very eager and very like, I want this now. I would say I had a good experience with the application. I'm not gonna like shit talk it or anything, but of course it was frustrating, and I was very nervous about not getting in. I was in contact with the study abroad, like I told you, the company, and they were very assuring that I was almost guaranteed to get in. But anyway, the first thing I had to do was basically pay. I'm kidding. No, but you pay 200 euros to like do the application. If you don't get in, obviously you get them back. I got in, so I have not gotten them back, but I'm happy about that because I got in. That was the point. So you pay 200 euros to the school, and then you write a personal letter. First, of course, you have to introduce yourself, and you have to say your name, your age, and where you're from, like what you're doing in life, what you've worked with, what's your relation to fashion, like do you have any experience from it. I'm a model, so I've had some experience with the industry. Then you explain, or at least I explain, what fashion means to me, how my fashion interest sparked my inspirations, what is my vision for my brand, like what do I want to do with the job of a fashion designer, what's my purpose with it, why I want to go to specifically Istituto Marangoni, and why I specifically want to study in Paris. Those are the things that I wrote down. I explain about myself, like I'm ambitious, this is the high school I went to, this is what the high school taught me, this is what modeling taught me. I don't know how many words this is, so it's like a little bit more than half a page, about half a page, about half an A4. I think, could it have been 500 words? I think it was about 500 words, so about that amount of text. The next step was, of course, to send my grades in English and my exam proof that I had examined high school. Then I had to do an IELTS English test to prove that I could speak English, and if I remember correctly, you had to have a 6, which is that you're capable of speaking English. I got a little bit higher than that because in Sweden we are very good in English, and I am in general very good at speaking English. It costs, I think, around 200 euros to do it, and it takes like 2 days. And you do like oral, you do listening, writing, and like understanding. I don't know, there's 4 parts when you do an English test. I'm blacking out, whatever. The next step, basically what I had to send in was sketches. Yeah, so I had to do, because I do fashion design, I had to send in some sketches, and I literally sketched for the first time in my life, and those were the sketches I sent in. So I sent in 4 sketches. I'm actually quite proud of that, considering I had never sketched before. These were like the literal first sketches I had drawn in my life. I'm gonna insert them here so you can see them. Then I had to do like a creative mood board project thing. And first I wanted to do Chanel, because they wanted to know like what's my fashion inspiration, they want to see my creativity and how to create mood boards, and like a little, you had to add like a little text and motivation to like, why is this your inspiration? Sorry, anyway. Yeah, so you had to write like a little motivation to why you picked this brand and what your mood board basically contains and what it means. I did, like I said, first one of Chanel, and then I changed my mind. I wanted to do something else, and it changed to Jacquemus, which is now my current resource of inspiration. And not only that, he is right now my favorite designer. So basically I compared his fashion shows and his clothes to Van Gogh's paintings, and how his style is like applied to my style, my personal style, how I dress. As you can see, there's pictures of his stuff, his fashion shows, Van Gogh's paintings, and myself. So I wrote, my little text is, what I love about Jacquemus is that he mixes strong colors with soft pastel ones, which is what I love to do with my own style. His creations have always reminded me of Van Gogh's paintings. That shows that fashion is art. The movie about Vincent van Gogh, At Eternity's Gates, the movie is amazing, watch it, it's so good. It brings me the same feelings as Jacquemus's shows. He also brings the feeling of South France, like Provence, into his clothing, which is one of my favorite places on earth. So this is my explanation to why I love Jacquemus and his creations. After that, I had to do like a tiny little quiz that took like 5 minutes to do it. Like I don't remember how many questions there were. I would say between 5 and 10 questions about like fashion, and you could literally Google the answers at the same time. Like it was not like a real exam test thing. I remember knowing like 80% of the questions by heart, and 20% of that was like Googling and making sure that I was thinking right, which I was. So I don't know how big of a part that plays actually in your application, but that's something that they wanted you to do. So that is all that I did for my application to Istituto Marangoni. And like I said, all of this took some time because I had to book the IELTS English test, I had to do my sketches, think of my mood board, write my personal letter, and then send everything in. I hope this helps some of you and answers all of the questions that you asked me or wondered about this application process to this specific school. And if you have any more questions, feel free to like contact me. Like I said, I just started my first year, so I don't know so much about the actual experience studying there, but I know the experience of the application and the first day. Tomorrow I have Exploring Paris. It's not a real course because it's just introduction week, but it says Exploring Paris. Then I have Introduction for Swing Machines, which is so exciting. So it's more practical stuff and like getting to know the school. On Monday the 19th I have my first lesson. So yeah, I am very happy and giddy and eager about it, as you can see. So, Bisous.